It's Friday, we're rolling into week 9, and we gotta look at those sneaky starts. We gotta look at those jabroni players you're looking at putting in your lineup. We gotta make some hard choices here. We're decimated. So what we're gonna do, like we do every week, we're gonna go game by game, matchup by matchup, and look for those jabroni players. Those players that could exceed expectations, that we're gonna take a gamble at. This video is for those people who are struggling setting those lineups. For those guys in those deep leagues trying to set a lineup. I'm here for you, and we're going to go over these players, and you just got to pick your poison. If too many of these players actually hit, that means I did you dirty because I didn't go deep enough. But I will go semi-deep and very deep throughout the video. That way you get a little bit of everything. But before we dig in, you need to click that subscribe button right now. Tomorrow we'll be covering the must-starts. Every day we talk about the waiver wire. We deep dive players every day. Those trending guys so you know more about them. You need to click that button right now. Stop missing out. It's only going to help you. Ric Flair's watching. Do not disappoint him. We're going to start off here with the Denver Broncos and the Baltimore Ravens. Last week, Cedric Tillman went off. It was deep ball city. The Broncos might try to do the same thing here. Troy Franklin had a quiet week last week against the Carolina Panthers, but he's a tremendous prospect. They got a lot of different wide receivers getting opportunity in this offense. Troy Franklin, though, starting to get more work week by week. It was on the down last week, but we're going up against the Ravens. Things might get a little bit more vertical. Of course, you're looking at Courtland Sutton for this matchup, but we're looking at the jabronis that we like. We like Troy Franklin as a jabroni this week because he's getting work. He's a good prospect. This is a matchup that could allow an ancillary player to do something. So if you're hurting, you may want to look at this matchup. We got a 46.5 over-under. The ball might be flying a little bit more than expected. Ray Davis. And we're going back to when the Bills and Dolphins played each other earlier this season. What did the Bills do? They pounded out the rock. They pounded it out big time. Like a prom date. That's what they did with the run game. That being said, Ray Davis could get some extra carries. That could allow him to get some goal line work. That could allow him to pop one off. But Ray Davis could be your guy this week. Darius Slayton did well last week. We got 7 targets. And when Malik Neighbors was out due to concussion protocol, he was getting opportunity. And he's deep ball city. He could go ham any week. He could go nothing any week. But the thing about that, when you're looking at jabroni players, that's a player you want to look at. He's not rostered in many leagues because you can't count on him because Wandell and, of course, Malik Neighbors are going to get a ton of targets. But he is getting more work in the passing game. He's getting more opportunities. And he's a threat to cash on any given play. We're looking at the Raiders and Bengals. The thing about the Raiders, running back scored points on them, and we got a 46 over under. I look for the Bengals to be up in this matchup. I look for them to cash. I look for Chase Brown to get some opportunities, and he's a sneaky play because he's off and on. He's been hot though, but if you're looking for a running back in a matchup that is very beneficial, this could be it for you. Cowboys, Falcons. Of course, everybody's starting Bijan Robinson, but nobody's starting Tyler Allgeier, but we're going up against the Cowboys. The Cowboys are a very weird football team because at any week they can be competitive. And then on any given week, it could be the opposite. The Cowboys are that drunk uncle in your family who you knew who could go to Harvard, but yet chose to be an alcoholic instead. Tyler Allgeier could be getting some extra run in garbage time. Could be one of those games where he just sneaks extra carries. And you're like looking at the box score like, what the heck, Tyler Allgeier? I wish that went to Bijan Robinson. Could be one of those matchups. Falcons got some firepower. Can the Cowboys keep up with that? Can that actually happen in this matchup? We got a 51.5 over under. This could be a nasty one. It could be tighter though, because we got the spread at 3.5. Vegas is saying it could be tight. Even if it is tight, a lot of points are projected to be scored, even if it hits the under. That being said, we're looking at the Falcons to roll a little bit. Tyler Allgeier might be getting some extra opportunities. Jalen Coker, I love Jalen Coker. I love his talent. Against the Panthers earlier this season, the Saints went off. They killed them. They might be in garbage time. Jalen Coker could be getting some targets and opportunities. I don't look at him as a guaranteed start. I look at him as a guy to pick up on the back end of your roster as a stash that could go off for the back end of the season with Deontay Johnson gone. I get Adam Thielen this, Adam Thielen that. But again, when you're looking at talented players, those gatekeepers get surpassed when they actually hit. And this is a player that is starting to trend up with PFF grades. And you look at his college production, you look at the athleticism. Go watch the tape. I got to post it on my Twitter. Go watch that. You'll see what he can do with the ball skills. Kayshon Boutte against the Titans. This is an ugly matchup. I do not promote getting any sleepers from this game. Kayshon Boutte is running a lot of routes. He's getting a lot of work, getting targets. He could be a sneaky guy here, but I do not promote going after sneaky players from projected low-scoring games. Parker, Washington, we got a 45.5 over-under. Jaguars, Eagles. Parker, Washington is going to be thrusted into the slot here. Going to be running some routes, getting some opportunity. He did hit in one game last year. He could do that again in some games. If you're looking for a wide receiver who's going to be running some routes, he ran 74% of the snaps last week. This is a guy you may want to look at. Odunze is getting a lot of work, but not a lot of fantasy points. And it's been since week 3 since he's been useful. We're going up against the Arizona Cardinals. We're going to be on the field. Caleb Williams versus Kyler Murray. That's kind of a fun quarterback matchup. Both those guys are very YOLO in the style of play. This could be a wild one, and maybe you want to chase that. Christian Watson against the Detroit Lions. He had a game last year against the Detroit Lions where he went off. He can stretch the field, and all he has to do is bring in one deep ball. And that could happen with Christian Watson. We got some good run last week with a 74% snap share. Could be seeing some opportunity in a game, pushing a 48 over-under. It's projected to be high scoring from Vegas, which means ancillary pass catchers, wide receiver 3-ish, 2-ish guys in the offense could get that run. Tutu, Atwell. And why I picked him, targets and volume is concentrated pretty much on both teams. We know where the targets are going to go with Seattle. We know with the Rams, so you can't really pick out a sneaky start here unless you go kind of deep and get creative with it. With Tutu Atwell with the speed, he could break one loose with them really focusing on Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua and company, and then he gets loose on a couple plays. We've seen that before, so there's potential for that. TJ Hockenson is back. We're going up against the Colts and Flacco. That's going to be an interesting matchup. The over-under's trending up here. If it was Anthony Richardson, we'd have a lower over-under because it'd be a slower-moving game. TJ Hockenson could be a tight end this week or should be a tight end this week. That gives you some opportunity to really boost your box score. We got a tough one here. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are locked down against wide receivers, but the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to flood it with the running backs and Cade Otton. However, Trey Palmer's YOLO. He can get those deep targets downfield. All he has to do is bring in one of those, and he could cash in for you. So if you're looking for a sneaky play, this could be the guy for you because all he has to do is bring in one deep ball and could be golden for your week. But those are the players we're looking at as sneaky starts this week. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. One, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next video.